evening on this Friday, the 12th day of June 2026. Welcome to Newswatch tonight. I'm Tess 12th, and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Muriithi. Let's kick off on a very somber, sad note. A somber mood engulfed Gilgil Stadium in Nakuru County today as families, friends, and leaders gathered for a memorial service in honor of the 16 girls who lost their lives in the tragic Utumishi Academy fire. Hundreds of mourners, government officials, religious leaders, and members of the public attended the ceremony to pay their final respects to the young victims who perished on May 28th. Earlier in the day, 15 hearses departed from Naivasha Funeral Home, carrying the bodies of the victims to the memorial service. Following the ceremony, the bodies will be released to their respective families for burial. The 16th victim was laid to rest last week in accordance with Islamic burial rites. Among the dignitaries who attended the event are First Lady Rachel Ruto, Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Migoso Gamba, Nakuru Governor Susan Kihika, and Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna. Our condolences indeed to the family, even as we do pray that God will comfort them. Now, as Kenya heightens its vigilance against a regional Ebola outbreak, the country's premier referral hospital, Kenyatta National Hospital, has designated an 8-bed isolation unit to manage suspected cases. Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale insists the country remains Ebola-free, with dozens of suspected cases testing negative. But with increasing cross-border movement, effective communication, surveillance at points of entry, and the protection of frontline health workers could determine how quickly the country responds if the virus arrives. Our reporter Sami Adika visited the facility and spoke to the doctors leading Kenya's Ebola preparedness efforts.
Behind these doors at Kenyatta National Hospital lies Kenya's frontline defense against one of the world's deadliest diseases, Ebola. The hospital has set aside an 8-bed isolation unit designed to receive and manage suspected Ebola patients.
We have the capacity to expand to additional spaces if need be, and we work very closely with the Ministry of Health. If we need additional capacity, we liaise with them. We identify this additional capacity, and we expand as needed.
Dr. Duncan Nyukuri, an infectious diseases specialist at the facility, says patients arriving with symptoms consistent with Ebola are managed under strict infection prevention protocols to ensure the public is not exposed.
As you have correctly pointed out, you don't have a treatment. The most important thing is supporting this patient, ensuring that if they have lost fluids, we have replaced the fluids. If they have organ dysfunction like renal failure, you support that organ. The patient may need dialysis.
Healthcare workers are among the most vulnerable during outbreaks. Dr. Nyukuri says ensuring adequate protective equipment, specialized training, and strict safety procedures is critical to preventing infections among frontline staff.
We have conducted sensitization sessions, and even currently, as I'm speaking, a number of our healthcare workers are being trained on how to protect themselves and how to manage patients with Ebola.
At the national level, the government has intensified surveillance at airports and other points of entry amid ongoing Ebola concerns in the region.
Where are we going to treat Kenyans? Are we going to treat them up in the air?
Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale says tens of thousands of travelers have already been screened, while all suspected cases reported across the country have tested negative. The ministry has also activated emergency response systems and expanded training for healthcare workers.
What is important is putting in place mechanism at our border points where we are able to screen, where we are able to and even isolate patients, those who need to be isolated, because, as you know, prevention is better than cure.
Despite the government's assurance, public concern remains with questions on whether surveillance systems can detect every potential case before it spreads.
If a patient is identified in Mombasa or in Makueni, what happens? So where will these patients be? How will they be transported to the identified facilities? How will they be isolated? How will they be screened? And so on. I think those pathways need to be made very clear.
As neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda continue battling Ebola outbreaks, Kenya's health system remains on alert, hoping the preparations underway today will never have to be put to the ultimate test. For Newswatch, I'm Sami Adika.
Much appreciated, Sami Adika, for that report. Now to politics. United Alternative Government leaders have called for unity among the Mulembe Nation ahead of next year's general election, urging residents of Western Kenya to speak with one voice and consolidate their votes. Speaking during a 3-day tour of the region, the leaders led by DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua challenged the Kenya Kwanza administration to fulfill promises made to the people of Western Kenya during the last election campaign, arguing that several key commitments remain unfulfilled. According to them, a united Western Kenya would be better positioned to negotiate for development and representation in the country's political landscape.
Wewe Kasongo, kabla huja kuja Western kuahidi kiti ya 2032, kabla huja kuja kuomba kura, ile ahadi uliweka kwa mkataba ya kilomita 1,100 kabla next year mwezi ya 8 kuja hapa ujenge rami kilomita 1,000 ndio uweze kuzungumza na hii Waluya. Sasa mimi nauliza nyinyi, kama ile Kasongo aliahidi mwaka 5 hajafanya, mtataganya mumurudishe? Ati sasa Weta atakuja hapa aseme atamrudisha Kasongo. Wewe Musalia ulipata yako, watu ya Vihiga walipata nini? Wewe Wetangula ulipata yako, watu ya Western walipata nini? Watu ya Western mumetumika miaka mingi kama tissue paper. Wakati umefika mkatae kutumika vibaya.
Kina mama mko hapa? Kina mama hai. Hawa wabunge hawajawaambia hata zile sanitary pads za kina mama. Mimi na Uhuru tukiwa serikali, wamama walikuwa wananunua 50 bob always. Mambo yametoka bottom up, hata hiyo always inapanda ushuru hata kwa hii. Mnakubali kina mama? Hata mawigi zenu, hata simu yenu mnayotumia Safaricom. Sasa Kasongo anaenda kuongeza ushuru. Kijana wako akikutumia pesa hapa Luanda, kama anakutumia 10,000, wanaenda kukata 16%. Meaning pesa zako zile za M-Pesa hazitakufikia.
The Archbishop of the Anglican Church of Kenya, Jackson Ole Sapit, has criticized the 2026-2027 national budget, saying public views collected during participation forums were largely ignored. Speaking in Kikuyu, Kiambu County, the cleric argued that the budget does not adequately address the needs of ordinary Kenyans and therefore cannot be described as citizen-friendly. Archbishop Ole Sapit also raised concerns over the state of education, blaming the exclusion of churches from school management for the increasing cases of student unrest. He called for closer collaboration between the Ministry of Education and stakeholders, including religious institutions, in guiding and mentoring learners. The Archbishop made the remarks during a tree planting event at Reunderi in Kikuyu as part of celebrations marking his 62nd birthday.
We participated in what they call public participation. There are areas in which we pointed out that they needed not to be part of the budget, especially the areas of taxation. We also challenged areas such as the minimum pay that needed to be offloaded of the pay. And the president pronounced himself in public one day that people earning 30,000 and below should not pay. But in the budget it was not factored as he recommended that we needed to follow that. And we are still saying then that did not care about the people who are earning low incomes And you see with a high cost of living because of fuel prices, then the same person earning that and paying will still buy goods at the higher prices in the market because everything else have gone high in the supermarket because they depend on transportation, where the fuel prices have affected every cost. So we are saying if we can take care and cushion Kenyans who are earning less, then we can have a balanced economy that Kenyans will feel we are taken care of. But as it is, we feel those gaps were not taken care of by the budget as read yesterday, but we still urge the planners to make sure that there are programs that will cushion the farmers.
Now, President William Ruto has downplayed criticism from the opposition, saying he is focused on implementing development projects across the country. Speaking during a meeting with grassroots leaders from Marsabit County held at State House, Nairobi, the head of state said he would continue prioritizing key development projects in the region. The president outlined measures the government is taking to unlock Marsabit's economic potential through strategic investments in infrastructure, livestock production and power, and water projects.
Hawa ambao wanajifanya ati wanataka kushindana na sisi ni watu wako chini sana, wako chini, wako down. Sikizeni niwaeleze watu wa Marsabit, tunaelewana? Yes. Lakini wacha niseme kuna mambo gavana wenu, na nimeongea na hawa viongozi wote. Na tumekuwa tukiongea mambo ya Marsabit, vile tunapanga mambo ya Marsabit. Kuna maneno kama manne hivi ya muhimu mmeniuliza. Jambo la kwanza ni barabara zenu. Pale barabara zenu. Mnajua kuna barabara tulioanzisha hapo before the last election. Barabara ya Marsabit kwenda Segel. Hiyo ya Segel ilikuwa imekwama. Mimi nimelipa shilingi 1.4 billion kukwamua hiyo barabara na kuhakikisha kwamba inakamilishwa. Wale ambao walikuwa wananiita majina, kuna siku watakuja kusalimu amri. Ndio? Yes. Wengine wananiita Zakayo, sijui Zakayo. Sasa hiyo Zakayo waliniita, si watu vijana 1640 wanafanya kazi kwa affordable housing? Si tunajenga soko 500 Kenya? Si tunajenga hostels ya vijana wetu 1180? Tuendelee ama tuendelee? Mnasema tuendelee ama tuendelee? Si walikuwa wanasema haiwezekani? Mambo ya kilimo niliwaeleza ya kwamba tutabadilisha kilimo, wakasema ati ni uongo. Leo mbolea ilikuwa 7,000, sasa ni 2,500. Mahindi tulikuwa tunazalisha milioni 40, sasa tunazalisha milioni 70. Bei ya kahawa ilikuwa shilingi 50, sasa ni 120. Tuendelee ama tuendelee?
Well, on that note, let's take a short break on Newswatch tonight. We have more politics coming up on the other side. Stay with us.
Rafiki soul is the promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful, ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. speaking song is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Welcome back. Kenya Kwanza leaders have intensified calls on former President Uhuru Kenyatta to embrace statesmanship and allow the current administration to implement its development agenda without interference. Speaking during a church fundraiser in Ikolomani constituency and a women and border empowerment event in Butere, President William Ruto's aide Farouk Kibet urged the former head of state to follow the example of retired President Daniel Arap Moi by maintaining the dignity expected of a retired president. At the same time, the same event, Kakamega Deputy Governor Ayub Savula challenged opposition leaders to account for their development record, saying leadership should be evaluated based on performance and service delivery.
Nini alisahau anataka kurudi kufanya? Kwa sababu sasa mnamsikia anasema maneno mingi, na mimi nilimwambia, kwa sababu mimi Uhuru alinipata bunge akaniacha huko, tukawa cabinet na yeye, na nimemwambia abebe heshima ya rais mstaafu vile Moi alifanya. Moi alikuwa naogopewa na watu, lakini alipotoka kwa urais hamkuona Moi akichochea mtu, mpaka alipokufa tukamuzika kama shujaa.
Hebu nione mkonea two term. Mnataka kusikia viongozi wa hapa? Ile maneno nataka kuwauliza na nataka tuelewane. Wale wa kabila wanazunguka Kenya na ukabila, ati wanakuja kuzunguka hapa. Nyinyi mnasema nyinyi ni wa Kenya ama wa kabila? Nyinyi mtatembea na wa Kenya asubuhi na mapema, mtashikilia Mwale na Mwale aendelee ashikilie William Ruto. Hebu niangalie mkono ya Mwale, niangalie mkono ya Mwale, mkono ya Mwale.
Nyinyi ndio mnaongea mambo ya Uhuru Kenyatta hapa. Huyo sisi tulisonga na tukasahau. Hao wako wanajiita disunited opposition. Ati sasa wamepangana, ati mwalimu wao, project manager wao wa kuwapanga ni Uhuru Kenyatta. I want to tell you, my dear brothers, if you want to be in government, if you want to be an alternative government, have your own policy proposals to sell to the people of Kenya.
Away from politics to yet another sad story, a somber mood has engulfed Dallas Estate in Embu Town after a middle-aged man drowned in a swamp within the estate. The tragic incident occurred on Wednesday, leaving residents shocked and mourning the loss of a man they described as friendly and hardworking. His body floated on water today after a day of search. Confirming the incident, Embu Municipality East Assistant Chief Catherine Wanja said the deceased, believed to be in his 40s, drowned while swimming in the swamp. She noted that the swamp is deeper than many residents assume and warned members of the public against swimming in the water body. The body of the deceased was later retrieved by divers from the Embu County government and taken to a local mortuary as investigations into the incident continue. Residents have seen renewed calls for urgent intervention by the county government to secure the swamp and prevent further loss of life.
Dallas ni moja ya kijiji ya Municipality East, na ndio kumekuwa na mkasa wa mtu kwenda kuswim, akaswim then akaishia nguvu, akadrown. By saa saba na nusu hapo ndio nilipigiwa simu, kuna mtu ameonekana amedrown, ameanza kuinua mikono then akadrown. Ningetaka kuomba wananchi waache kukuja kuswimu kwa mahali kama hapa, sababu maisha ni ya muhimu.
Tunafanyanga kazi ya scrub na yeye. Mimi hata wakati nilisikia ati ameogelea, mimi niliona tu ni kama kawaida tu venye amezoea kuja kuogea hapa akifua nguo. So mimi nikastuka sana, nikashindwa aje na amezoea kuogelea. Nikajua tu obvious huyo jamaa atakuja ataogelea na atoke, lakini sasa unajua hii maji si ati ni maji safi, na hii maji si ati ni maji yenye tunaweza enda kuogelea. Juu obvious hii maji imechanganyika na sewage, iko na matakataka. So mimi naweza sema hivi, watu angalie sana na wachunge watoto wao sana.
Tungeomba serikali kwanza events, ndio kama wenye wanaingia hapa, kama ingekuwa ni machetani na kuanga hapa tujue. Juu kila mwaka iliyopita ndio haikukura, lakini every year lazima ukute mtu hapa.
Moving on, police in Mombasa are pursuing 3 suspected car thieves who were injured during a dramatic chase and shootout in the town centre on Wednesday evening. According to Mombasa Central Sub-County Police Commander Nicholas Chalulot, officers responded to reports of individuals breaking into parked vehicles along Kenyatta Avenue. Upon arrival, the suspects allegedly opened fire on the officers, prompting a gun battle. The suspects fled in a silver Toyota Fielder before abandoning the vehicle in a residential area and escaping on foot. Police recovered the car and discovered significant blood stains, suggesting some of the suspects sustained serious injuries. Acting on intelligence, officers later raided a suspected hideout in Nyali, where they recovered a cache of items believed to have been stolen, as well as a Mercedes-Benz suspected to have been used in the criminal operation.
We receive a report kwamba iko wezi wanafunja magari within Kenyatta Avenue. Our officers responded swiftly, na wakati walifika pale wakaona officers, and then they fire 2 rounds, and our officers responded na wakapiga. In the process, they speed off and a chase ensued. Na wakati waliona kwamba wamekuwa cornered, wakaingia one of the slum street na wakashuka, and they abandoned the vehicle. A registration number KDS 223G. Ni aina ya Fielder, silver in color, and according to the eyewitness, there were 3 robbers, and they went with injuries because after opening the vehicle, there was a lot of blood inside the vehicle. We receive a report.
Officials from the National Highways Authority, KENHA, have started a
within Kenyatta Avenue. Our officers responded swiftly, na
Hi, my name is Sharon Aitore Wangenya. Thank you so much for being one of our viewers. We truly honor you and appreciate you. We'd love to know how you're receiving us, how your reception is in terms of the quality of the video and the audio as well. So please scan this QR code and give us your feedback. Thank you and God bless you.
Need a breakthrough? Start with prayer. Watch and Pray with Mama Ada Adoyo isn't just another show. It's a lifeline where we pray boldly, believe truly, and carry one another in faith. Join us every Monday evening from 8 to 9 p.m. only on Hope TV.
Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond what angaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki msoul.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Hi, my name is Sharon Aitore Wangenya. Thank you so much for being one of our viewers. We truly honor you and appreciate you. We'd love to know how you're receiving us, how your reception is in terms of the quality of the video and the audio as well. So please scan this QR code and give us your feedback. Thank you and God bless you.
Welcome back. We apologize for that technical hitch. Now, officials from the Kenya National Highways Authority, known as KENHA, have started a special program to help open up several roads in rural areas of counties in the South Rift region. The officials, speaking after holding a meeting with Narok Governor Patrick Ole Ntutu at his office in Narok Town, led by engineer Judith Sonkok, said they decided to take that step as an authority in order to open up the economy in those areas, while noting that many areas have continued to suffer, especially during transport due to the poor state of many roads. The officials revealed that they are targeting over 500 kilometers under that program.
The Rural Roads Economic Development Program is covering approximately 536 kilometers. On the upper side of the project start at Neisut, Salga, Elbagon, Turi, Mchorwe, Langwet, Kamwaura, and Boss Road, that is 133 kilometers.
Siku ya leo tumepata team kutoka Nairobi, KENHA, ambayo wamekuja courtesy call hapa kwa ofisi yangu, na Yale yameleta hawa ni mambo mazuri sana. Ya kwanza ni kwamba tuko na proposals ambayo tulikuwa tumefanya kwa Kenha, na ni zile barabara ambayo tumekuwa tunahitaji kama kaunti ya Narok. Hii ni program ambayo ni ya World Bank program, ambayo tuko na barabara hii ya Ololulunga, Lemek, Aitong, Mararianda, Lorgorian Road, ambayo tumezungumza kwa urefu, ambayo sisi kama kaunti ya Narok tunahitaji. Pia barabara ya Ewaso Ngiro, Narosora, Entasikra, na pia rehabilitation ya Narok Nguswani Signani Road. Hiyo tayari tuko na lami, lakini nataka rehabilitation kwa sababu wakati huu tuko na it is high season ya ambayo tuko na watalii ambayo wanakuja Masai Mara.
NCBA Bank has strengthened its sustainability agenda by planting indigenous trees and supporting ecosystem restoration efforts at Kamuaki Coffee Estate in Kiambu County. The initiative, undertaken in partnership with Boreka Group, brought together farmers, conservation partners, community members, and NCBA leaders to mark World Environment Day under the theme of environmental restoration. And in sports, the 2026 FIFA World Cup is officially underway, with host nation Mexico making a winning start in front of a packed Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. Mexico defeated South Africa 2-0 in the opening match of the tournament, thanks to goals from Julian and Raul. The match also saw 3 players sent off in a fiery encounter. The tournament opened with a vibrant ceremony as thousands of fans celebrated the return of World Cup football to Mexico for the first time in 40 years. While football dominated the occasion, authorities reported isolated cases outside the stadium involving protesters and security forces. Mexico coach Javier praised his young squad for handling the pressure of performing on home soil as the co-hosts got their World Cup campaign off to a perfect start. Kenya's junior starlets have arrived in Tanzania ahead of the Sekafa Under-17 Women's Championship, where they are putting the finishing touches on their preparations. The team has been training intensively under head coach Mildred Cheche, who remains confident her squad is ready to compete against the region's best. Kenya will kick off their campaign against Sudan on June 13th before taking on Somalia on June 15th. The group stage concludes with a highly anticipated clash against host Tanzania on June 17th. And And the government has announced that more than 28 stadium projects under construction across the country are expected to be completed by December 12th this year. Defense Principal Secretary Patrick Mariru said the projects which are being undertaken by the Kenya Defence Forces are progressing well and remain on schedule. Among the counties benefiting from the stadium developments are Busia, Nakuru, Thika, and Elgeyo Marakwet, where the Kamarini Stadium is being upgraded ahead of this year's Jamhuri Day celebrations. The PS made the remarks during a tour of the 64th Stadium in Eldoret, where construction works had previously stalled.
At most 3 months, we should be done with this stadium. We also visited Kipchoge. It's also part of the stadium that the Commander-in-Chief has asked us to supervise together with the Ministry of Sports. I'm happy to report that there is significant progress there. And in December, our eyes are on December 12th. We should be complete with that stadium as well.
We are planning for AFCON. We are getting prepared on how we are going to manage crowds to ensure that they are well taken care of. They come in, we provide proper mechanism of ensuring that the flow is okay, they watch the game and they exit. And you will see that very well when it comes to the games that are coming ahead of us. If you look at our sports stadium management, including when we have had even big tournaments now, we have had a lot of reduction in terms of insecurity issues because we keep learning when you host events. When we hosted CHAN, we have a lot of lessons that we've learned, which we will use to better when we are hosting AFCON.
And so far we are at 75%, but the other works, the general works are at 67%. We had a challenge of the resources, and last year His Excellency the Governor was in Kishu County, approached our President to assist us in completing the stadium. We are so happy and we are honored that today President has sent the PS and the Office of the President staff, including the Minister of Defense, to see the progress of 64 Stadium, and we are happy that there are good news that are coming. At most 3 months, we should be done with this.
Well, that sports infrastructure boost brings us to a close on Newswatch tonight. On behalf of the whole team, thank you for watching. I'm Tess Njenga, and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Mureithi. Till next time, God willing, have a good night.